How's it, guys, and welcome to my channel. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all you guys who give my videos a view, comment, likes. I appreciate it so much. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Forever Learning, who actually made me understand how truly big our sun is. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Before I get into today's topic, I just wanted to explain these time-lapse videos. This is of Friday night when I was supposed to view the ISS, and from Thursday night right up until actually now, it's been cloudy and overcast and windy. So I just wanted to show that actually I had no opportunity to view pretty much anything. I was able to see a little bit of Venus for a brief moment, but the weather has been like this for the past couple of days, and finally on Monday night it started raining. It stopped a little bit yesterday, but it's actually raining right now, and I'm so happy. And actually on Monday, while everyone was watching the transit of Mercury, well, I assume there were some people watching it live for themselves, besides all the thousands of people that was watching it live streamed on YouTube, including me. In real life, it was actually very cloudy where I am. So I filmed most of the day's clouds just moving back and forth across the sky, blocking any view of the sun. For today's video, I just want to approach it from a little bit of a different angle. So for the previous videos, you guys know that I don't really watch flat earth channels. I get my information from debunkers, and then usually if I find that they didn't address something, then I address it. So recently I decided to stop piggybacking them and look for my own flat earth channels. So I set out looking for it, and this video is influenced, or should I say inspired, by a flat earther called Paul on the Plane. So I was wondering, how can I address Paul on the Plane's arguments in giant inverted commas? He has a series called Debunking Space or something like that, where he uses JAXA's satellite images like Himawari 8 to say that JAXA is faking space. So then I remembered that actually somebody left a comment on my video, "Has space been debunked? A flat earther seems to think so." And I decided to use that comment as a base for this video. So what I'm going to do is read the comment and the replies to my reply, and then I'll address a few points that this guy has brought up. The name of the commenter is Human Sheeple, and his first comment reads, quote, "So if I jump, do I go up in the Z-axis? If I crouch, do I go down in the Z-axis? If I step left, do I go forward in the X-axis? If I step right, do I go backwards in the X-axis? If I walk forward, do I go forward in the Y-axis? If I walk backwards, do I go backwards in the Y-axis?" So how has space been debunked exactly? End quote. So if you guys haven't noticed, sometimes I'm a little bit slow on the uptake. I didn't really know what the hell he was saying. All I saw was like a graph with an X and Y axis with the Z axis. That's what I saw in my head. And I was wondering, what the hell was he talking about? So my answer was, I said, exactly, you can ask Hans on Hats. So that video, has space been debunked, a flat earther seems to think so, was influenced by a flat earther called Hans on Hats. Now, Hans on Hats has a very conspiratorial mind, personality, whatever you want to say. He doesn't believe that clouds are real. He thinks that cell towers shoot electricity into the air to create these so-called clouds, and he thinks that volcanoes are just a Hollywood construct. There are no volcanoes in the wild. So kind of crazy. And then he said, and the whole space thing has been debunked. So I based my video on that. Okay, so Human Sheeple comes back with, quote, also, even if orbital travel is fake, you only need to go for a split second above the Kármán line to be, in inverted commas, an astronaut. It is only 100 kilometers, end quote. So my answer was, yeah. Why do I feel like you think I'm a flat earther? I do mention the Kármán line in previous videos. So anyone who knows me knows that I can jab for hours on many topics. And not much renders me speechless unless it's like, like a really heinous crime or something like that. But otherwise, nothing really makes me stutter. But what this guy said next really gave me pause. Quote, you do realize that Flat Earth is a translation of Terra Plana, which is covered by derivative works copyright law, don't you? Terra Plana was bought out by Vivo Barefoot for £1 British. The majority shareholders of Vivo Barefoot is Clarks, which makes about $1.5 billion each year. I don't support globalized trademark that sells third world sweatshop manufactured footwear, nor do I support the standard globalized model. If you support either, then you support mass homelessness, mass migration, socialism, planned obsolescence, wars for oil, mass unemployment, silencing trade unions, and cheap iPhones embedded with spyware. You should join the Mostly Level movement and fight globalization in all its forms, Flat Earth included. Unquote. Guys, not to say that I don't have any conspiratorial thoughts. I mean, I'm sure all of us have some on some level for some reason. But this guy really rendered me speechless with all of these things that he mentions. I was kind of shocked. So I answer, sorry, what? And then he replies as if I didn't even ask, quote, we have the biggest Discord server built out of what was once 24/7 Flat Earth. There's been a major revolution. I am its leader. We are now known as 24/7 Mostly Level. I personally banned Bob of Globebusters. We took back Flat Earth after we discovered the government's meddling, the Metatron shillery, the push for normalization of transgenderism and pedophilia. We didn't sit idly by while shills drove the movement into the ground. We ousted them and banished them to the ice wall. Out of the ashes comes a new movement. It's called Mostly Level. We are doing a lot of work on sound vibrations, frequencies, the aether. We think that there might be a link between subatomic resonance and, in inverted commas, gravity, or as we like to call it, centripetal force. We answer to nobody. We don't get paid. We think outside the box. We are open to new ideas. We're now inclusive of concave, donut, dinosaur, and cube earthers. Irrespective of the unknown and unknowable shape of the earth, we have come to the conclusion that most of the earth's surface, in brackets, whatever its shape may be, is mostly at mean sea level. This makes the earth mostly level. So I ask you to join us, and together we can unravel the mysteries of the universe. No Scientologists, no governments, no shows, no corporate interests, no lies, just an honest discussion about the truth and the nature of reality. If not, I'll assume you are happy enjoying the hamster wheel zombie life. End quote. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is just address a few points, and if you would like me to address any more points, you can leave it in the comments, or you can just address points for yourself. You know I love reading your comments. From his comment, we can deduce that he realized that the flat earth was apparently infiltrated like a Trojan horse, and I suspect that that Trojan horse was Bob Nodell, according to him. And obviously they ousted Bob and regained control of the flat earth movement. And we all know Bob, right? He was the one who notoriously proved the 15 degree per hour drift with his very expensive $20,000 gyroscope. The next point I would like to address is the sea level thing. Sure, there is land at sea level, but under the sea, if we removed all the water, we would find, like, the deepest trench is the Mariana Trench. It's something like 11 kilometers deep. So even if it was so, the earth isn't level like that. And the aether. The aether is non-existent. Michelson and Morley hypothesized that the earth must be moving through a medium, and they named that medium the aether. And when they conducted their experiment, they found no aether. So flat earthers, please stop using this aether. It doesn't exist. I was kind of taking him a bit seriously with his beliefs, with all the conspiracies and all of that. I thought, sure, you know, there are people like that, fine. And then I got to the sentence about inclusiveness of cube earthers, etc. And then I thought to myself, nah, this guy's definitely trolling me. But he wasn't trolling me. I realized that in the very next sentence when he said the thing about the unknowable shape of the earth. I thought to myself, this guy is definitely serious. And you know, guys, actually this is where my mind just goes right off into space, because I've been learning a lot lately. I mean, not just the bare basics, a lot. So when I hear flat earthers, my mind just cannot even understand how they cannot understand that the earth is not flat. Okay guys, so that was a little bit heavier than I thought it was going to be, and it's taking a little bit longer than I thought. So I'm going to call this a part 1, and we'll continue in the next one. Until then, enjoy.